What's going on, you guys? This is Madam 81, and I'm coming back to you again. This is from Bossip and the Bossip staff, and the name of this article is Breonna Taylor Grand Jurors Want to Impeach Daniel Cameron. Okay? The grand jurors in the Breonna Taylor case want action taken against Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron, which is this man right here. In my personal opinion, he is a coon, but that is my personal opinion. Let's see why. After two grand jurors expressed frustration and disgust in Cameron's only giving them the option to consider warrant engagement charges against Detective Brett Hankerson, a petition has been filed to get Cameron out of office. The Courier General reports that three grand jurors filed a petition with the State House of Representatives on Friday, excuse me, objecting to the Attorney General's behavior, calling for his impeachment. The jurors whose identities are being protected believe Cameron breached public trust and failed to comply with his duties by misrepresenting the findings of the grand jury in the Taylor case. They allege that Cameron deceived the American people and the citizens of the Commonwealth with regard to his office's handling and involvement in the Taylor investigation. It alleges, misled the public when he said the grand jury agreed that police were justified in the returning fire and use of them as a shield to deflect accountability and responsibility. In the statement, neither Cameron nor anyone from his office mentioned any homicide offense to the grand jury. Not only were no homicide offenses presented as alleged, no charges of any kind were presented to the grand jury other than the three wanton endangerment charges against the Detective Hankerson, the petition states, according to the Journal. Ultimately, the jurors want him removed from office and disqualified from holding any office of honor, trust, or profit within Kentucky because he lies to the grand jury by excluding information and changes available to them, then lied to the public about what he had told the grand jury. In another statement, the grand jurors did not choose this battle, Kevin G said. The jurors' attorneys in this statement, the battle chose them. These are randomly selected citizens who were compelled to sit on a grand jury and were terribly misused by the most powerful law enforcement officials in Kentucky. We couldn't agree more. Daniel Cameron's office previously admitted that the only charge recommended to the grand jury was wanton endangerment. So that's proof enough that some action should be taken. And this is Daniel next to President Trump. He's very proud that he got to meet Donald Trump. He is such a coon. It's ridiculous. Okay? Even when it's the unjustified killing of one of his own, he tends to stand on the side of the same people that would surely kill him if they had a chance, okay? If Daniel Cameron is indeed impeached, he'll be in good company. His homeboy Trump, of course, was impeached again, this time on charges of incitement of insurrection. Side note, the impeachment trial starts on February the 8th. Okay, so I'm going to just put this back up here while I talk. Wow, man. I mean, are you surprised or are you not surprised? Me, personally, I'm not surprised. Daniel Cameron has always been a coon. His coonery has reached far and wide. Not only in terms of the Taylor case, but in other issues and other things that have happened in the state of Kentucky. He is essentially what they would call a do boy, okay? And that's to put it nicely or whatnot. So yeah, he's definitely been down with their cause, railroading people, and it just makes you think if they did this in the Breonna Taylor case, what other cases? Because you can't just look at it as the Breonna Taylor case. Like, yes, that's the main thing. This is the reason why people want him impeached and people want him to step down and not hold any more public offices. But you have to also think about all the other cases that didn't get the attention that this case did, that didn't get the media coverage that this Breonna Taylor case did, and yet this man is still able to hold public office. It's really terrifying. If one thing about having President 45 in office, it definitely exposed and shined a light on the millions and millions of people that are willing to be complicit in the lie, to go along with the quote unquote status quo to further their political careers. It's just sad, but not shocking to me and not surprising. Um, the mere fact that, I mean, calling him a coon is one of the nice things that you can call him, to be honest. And he should be ashamed of himself. That girl died for nothing. That girl died for nothing because three cops decided to want to take a little joyride and use a person that was already in custody as the basis for a no-knock warrant that endangered the lives of her and everyone that lived around her. Okay? You can't only just think about the Breonna Taylor and what happened with her and her boyfriend. You must also think about the other people that were sleeping right next to her in their own homes, people with children, elderly people, whatever the case may have been or was. So you just have to think about that. And they took this girl's life so quickly and so candidly. They were even allowed to actually go back onto the crime scene once their comrades got there to walk through the home where the shooting actually took place. Where in law enforcement is that permitted if an officer has been in an involved shooting? Are they allowed to literally walk back on to the crime scene to take a walkthrough through it, and it hasn't even been processed. It hasn't even been processed. Think about that. Not only that, we should hold Mitch McConnell as well accountable for his actions in this case as well, because he even came out and said that they were satisfied with the judgment and they were satisfied with the case, how it was conducted and how it turned out. But at the end of the day, they just look at it as something that they could just sweep underneath the rug. That woman had a life. She saved lives. And she saved lives of the very people that took her life. So it's really tragic. It has been tragic. I will forever always be a mouthpiece for justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for George Floyd, and any other person that has suffered from gun violence from the police. So leave your comments, you know, under the video. Let me know what you think about this. Are you happy? If you live in Kentucky, what is your thoughts and opinions on this?